KHTS.
It's the every other Tuesday already. Amazing how that works. Time for our bi-weekly update on all things veterinary, and especially if you own a pet, thinking about getting a pet, know someone who has a pet, it's a good idea to tune in because we talk about a lot of great stuff with Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Center. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Sounds like you had a good Thanksgiving.
It was very nice.
And again, not a huge amount of emergencies, post-emergency Thanksgiving stuff.
Right. Everybody was smart and tried to keep their dogs out of too rich food, so it
I'm
wasn't
going to
bad.
guess they all tuned in to
They
listen
must
to our
have.
previous broadcast. It's been pretty chilly. As a matter of fact, I mean, yesterday morning coming in, the temperature on my gauge on my car read 30 degrees, and it beeps at me when it goes below 38. But I know someone else who lives in Lancaster who said it was 16 degrees out there.
Very
So,
chilly.
That is something, those temperatures, whether it's 30 degrees, especially anything lower than that, something that really dogs shouldn't stay out in, right?
Absolutely. They say the rule is if it's too cold for you, then it's too cold for them. It doesn't really matter that they have a fur coat on it. They still will get way too cold, and it can be dangerous.
So making sure that they have at least some place with some shelter that's warmer than those types of extreme temperatures is important.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing in thinking about considering a dog, that consider the fact that there may be times you'll need to bring them in, even if they are quote unquote outside dogs. Some of the bigger dogs that are sometimes used to being outside,
Right.
even your German Shepherds or your big giant Newfoundlands or whatever, you may have to find some room for them inside at some point.
Yes.
The other thing I noticed too, and someone posted this on social media, we always think, especially for those of us who live in Valencia and the Paseos, that, we're not near any of the critters and stuff. That's for people who live near the hillsides. But someone had posted a picture of coyotes that were actually had scaled the wall looking into a backyard of a house.
Oh, yes, they're out.
While we are considering bringing our pets inside, not only for the extreme temperatures, the extreme temperatures also bring out those critters into the populated areas, whether it's really hot or really cold.
Right.
And that is not a thing you want to wake up into in the middle of the night to try and stop a coyote from attacking your pet.
Well, yeah, and we've actually had reports called into the clinic that they've seen coyotes trying to get into yards even as late as 8 or 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
So they can be very bold when they're looking for food. They can scale those walls, and certainly the smaller dogs and cats, are not safe if they're not supervised.
Right, and we do have cats that people still let out and roam the neighborhood because, again, you think, okay, it's a populated area, but
Right.
very important because they will run off.
And if you think
with
about
the
it,
little critters.
it's very easy for the coyotes to come in from the wash, just up, come down the Paseo, and they can get pretty much anywhere. So.
That's true. They are crafty. They are wily, as you say.
Yeah.
So we've got the holidays coming up. We talked about Thanksgiving stuff, but this is the time of year when you got a lot of electronics out there. You got lights, you've got decorations, you got things going on, and we need to keep that in mind with our pets, especially those who like to chew things.
Oh, yes. They will get into things. People decorating for Christmas now, you want to make sure that, with your Christmas tree, keep the tinsel away from kitties, ribbons away from kitties. They like to chew on those types of things, and that can really be dangerous and cause obstructions and things like that.
And I will say from personal experience, one of our cats one time ate a little nice gold piece of ribbon. It was a little teeny one, and it was kind of a disgusting mess that we had to take care of. He got it out the hard way, so we didn't have to take him to the vet, but I'm telling you, you do not want to have to clean that up.
Right.
Not
Yep.
to be disgusting. Sorry if you're eating breakfast, but I'm just telling it like it is.
And it can be very dangerous because they can get stuck places and under the tongue even and cause lots of problems.
And I've known people who also had to take their cats in or dogs for surgery to have
Yes.
those, and that's not the type of Christmas present anybody wants to have.
No.
So, and also electronics, like when you think about wires and stuff, and you have puppies who might like to chew things, that they can still get electrocuted. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. You want to be really careful with any kind of lights. The big blow up things that you see on lawns, be careful when you're walking your dog. I had a dog personally that would get very freaked out by anything different. It can look scary to them at nighttime. So just keep those things in mind. Again, with the Christmas tree, try to keep your dogs out of underneath it, keeping them away from the water. especially if you add any kind of preservatives to the water. That
They
can be
do.
dangerous
That's the
for
first
them
thing my
too.
dogs do. They want to go in there and drink that water. No, get out of there. And cats love to climb in the trees as well.
They can.
And I've had that. It's like suddenly out of nowhere they become birds. They just like to
Yes.
nest in there. So those types of things, just be mindful of that, especially if this is the first year you've had a pet and Christmas. That there may be some compromises you have to make with where your decorations go, how high up
Yes.
the tree, and the access. Maybe you might need to. I think there might have been times where we've had to block around the
I've
bottom
seen
of the
lots
tree.
of pictures of trees with baby gates already.
And that's a good thing. So,
Yes.
but of course, if there are any emergencies or whatever like that, they can bring their pets to Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in Valencia. CinemaVet.com, and the number is
661-253-9300.
and friendly staff and really cool like online. Once you become a patient, you have access to like online stuff where you can make appointments and get prescription refills and things. It's really super modern and cool. Well, thanks again for stopping by, Doctor. Always
Thank
a pleasure
you.
to chit chat with you about all things pets, especially being a pet lover. It's always fun.